Hello, my name is Liz Munton and I am the online assessor for this award, which is Understanding Mental Health First Aid and Mental Health Advocacy in the Workplace. There are 3 units to this award, this being our smallest that we deliver. The units are Unit 1, Exploring Mental Health. Unit 2, Understand how to support individuals with mental ill health. And Unit 3, Understand a mentally healthy environment. So the journey is for one file. Whilst completing this qualification, you'll be using a system, as I've just said, called OneFile. All your assignments and evidence which you gather will be on this learning platform. Once inducted, you will onto the program, you're given your own login details. All your work will be set as assignments through question and answer boxes within the OneFile learning platform. All will be completed by you through self-research. The suggestions for this are using Google, government websites, YouTube, where appropriate, using your own life skills and life experiences, and also your previous job roles and job roles that you're in at the present moment. Learning aims for Unit 1. So you'll be introduced to different types of mental ill health in this first learning outcome. You'll understand the factors which may contribute to mental ill health and actions that can be taken for individuals that are showing signs of being unwell. In this unit, you'll probably learn new terminology, so words that you've not heard before for specific conditions. What I suggest is that you create a glossary for future reference. So that's a booklet that you can write words down in with the explanation at the side of it, and then keep it for future reference, because there will be other awards or further on, even in this award, where you may find it useful. Many of the topics in this unit do cross over holistically to other units. The aim of this unit is to introduce you to and explore the different types of mental ill health and factors that may increase the risk of mental ill health in certain individuals. I have just put on the bottom that once you explore the subjects of mental health, sometimes, because it's a sensitive topic, some learners could be triggered by emotions within themselves. This is still the learning outcome 1, and I've written down for you the legislation, guidance, drivers and policy which are all in relation to mental health. And what I suggest is that you Google and gather information on the following legislations, guidance and what have you. You can see everything written down. There are several and all important for this award. So this is my suggestion, is that you write, you gather your information, you self-research first, and then you go on to answer the questions for learning outcome 1. And as you can see in this slide, I've done the links which will support you in your self-research for that first learning outcome. They're all there for you. For this slide, I'm suggesting that you look back at the previous slide where you've got the links. Here you can identify the key and relevant legislation, guidance, drivers and policies that all relate to the mental health for this award, and particularly that first outcome. So, in conclusion, you should have an understanding of the legislative framework, the policies that are in place to support the health and well-being of all individuals, and this is relevant to everyone suffering from any mental health problems, whether it be mental ill health or mental health. As you can see on the slide, I've given you suggestions such as the equality policy, health and safety policy, safeguarding policy and health and well-being policy. If you are in employment or undertaking voluntary work, you could find out in your workplace their mental health policy, and taking examples from them policies, use those in your written answers. And finally, to recap, you should look at the relationship between legislation, policies, mental health and well-being. Every workplace, including in college here, we have various policies for mental health. Learning outcome 2. This is your second unit, and it's for you to understand about mentally healthy environments. So we begin by highlighting that a mentally healthy environment covers a very diverse area, and it can be anything from college here to childcare settings, schools, workplace, sport and leisure centres. Whatever the ethos of the environment, this will have a major impact on the well-being of its employees, plus their volunteers, their visitors, the leadership team and management. And this defines the culture of the environment, making it clear what behaviours, values, beliefs are acceptable within that area. So you could think about what you learnt in your previous learning outcome about the strategies that can be used to promote well-being. So in your answers for this particular learning outcome 2, you could share in your examples or any scenarios your experience, well-being how it's promoted within your organisation, whether it be workplace, volunteering. And some of the examples could include raise awareness and educate, encourage positive work or life balance, encourage open conversations, take part in a World Mental Health Day, share inspirational videos and real-life stories, promote a culture of care, person-centred approach to return to work if somebody's been off sick or ill for a period of time, healthy lifestyle and wellbeing initiatives, counselling, social activities, and a student voice. In this slide, I've given you some more links to support your learning, and also I've attached at the bottom a YouTube video which you could watch, make notes of what strategies they identify in this short video clip. It's looking at a case study highlighting how an organisation promotes well-being. The Gold Award from Mind is given to employees who have successfully embedded mental health into their policies and practices, which demonstrates a long-term and in-depth commitment to their staff within mental health. And it's a good starting point for a case study. This one's from a construction company highlighting strategies they put into place to promote that well-being. So as you can see, as I said before, the YouTube link is there for you to watch. For this slide, it's talking about the quality mark Time to Change pledge. I've given you the link for you to use. This website has downloadable resources which you could find useful for both this award and others. As you've now identified sources of support for mental health, I'm sure you can appreciate that for some individuals there are barriers to accessing this support. Barriers could include language, culture, education, the time that it takes to access support, and stigma. There are in place various strategies to reduce these barriers, and these could include providing information in different languages or free from medical jargon, advertise help line and counselling line, share real life stories, ensure that the mental health first aider is clearly identified in the workplace or the learning environment, which they are in college, improve culture of naivety, educate staff with training, and gender. The BBC have some insightful clips from a Royal Team talk tackling mental health about breaking down barriers, and I've attached the link at the bottom for you. So we're now on the final learning outcome 3. So well done on the 2 units that you've just completed, and I'm sure that they've been to the assessor for her to assess and give you your feedback. So this final unit is about the understanding of the importance of having a wellness action plan. This is a personal action plan written by an individual to actively support their own mental health and well-being. The individual could be supported to write the plan, but must not be influenced by the person who is supporting them. It needs to be their own action plan. They could reflect on the causes of their own poor mental health or what triggers this mental health. And in that way, they can take ownership of the practical steps to help address these issues and put coping strategies in place. The following organisation, which I've attached the link, have valuable and reliable information, resources and templates which will help you in this learning outcome. And then there is the other link that I've attached, which is the Charlie Waller Memorial Trust. So both links will be useful for this final learning outcome. This slide is about the wellness toolbox. Think about all the different things that help make you happy or keep you well. I think that's a good start. Getting active. Various ways of being active. Sometimes it's a great way to work out why you're feeling angry, why you're feeling frustrated, or what's worrying you. Can take your mind off things. Being outside, walking the dog, riding your bike, and just sitting in the park, enjoying the peacefulness and watching the ducks in the pond, or go for a hike. Then there's music. A lot of us have music that can inspire you, help you work out through feelings, mean something to you. And some people use music as a form of relaxation. Reaching out, connect with friends, talk to people you haven't talked to for a while. We used to write letters years ago. Some people still do, but many, as you know, use email, text message, WhatsApp. Have a laugh, cry, moan. Some are very useful for letting the frustration out of us. Writing a journal. Write down one thing that made you happy each day. Sometimes it's just the sound of a bird, a favourite meal, chatting on the phone with a friend, or doing someone a favour. All positive. Stroking your pet. It's a well-known fact that spending time with a pet can have a calming and therapeutic impact on your well-being. And that's certainly true. Quiet time and relaxation. Enjoy your own space. Take a long bath, read a book, magazine, or just sit and daydream. I like to sit at a cafe outside when the sun's shining and just people watch. That's my waste of time and quiet time. People, be productive. Address that to-do list. I've always got one on the go. Even achieving one task can alleviate stress and the feeling of being overwhelmed. And focus on you. Treat yourself. take a browse around the shops and stop for a cup of tea, coffee, have your nails painted, get a haircut and play your favourite video game or watch some sport. I have to say the last two are not my favourite, not video games, but I will watch a bit of football. This slide looks at the key components of a wellness action plan, and I've listed you some examples, so I'll just go through them. So identify what supports an individual's mental well-being. Identify early warning signs and triggers for mental distress or decline. Identify potential impact of mental ill health on yourself, in work or study. Identify individualized support. Identify what steps an individual should take if they experience mental ill health. And agree a time to review support measures and adjust them where necessary and if necessary. I have a case study now for you to look at in this slide, and it's about Simon. And Simon has a history of panic attacks. So he was accessing support and making good progress. But he often found that without regular breaks during the day when he was at work, he would become agitated and sometimes start to experience physical symptoms. So what can be done for Simon? Think about him. What individualised support could be identified on Simon's wellness action plan? And what is the importance of a wellness action plan for Simon and others? So his manager, who was very flexible, suggested to divide his lunch break into 3 20-minute slots throughout the day. So this enabled Simon to take time out from work evenly across the day, and with that he felt better able to cope with his mental health, which was a positive outcome for him, and obviously for the manager too, because Simon didn't take any time off sick with his mental health. Case study 2 is from Mind, and it's about Sophie. Sophie's got anxiety, which has led her to develop obsessive compulsive disorder, otherwise known as OCD. And she started to feel really very well overwhelmed at work, which then has affected her confidence, and she's having trouble trusting her own judgment in the workplace. So, what can be done with a wellness action plan for Sophie? What support could you identify for her? And what is the importance of the wellness action plan for Sophie and others? So a positive is getting a regular reassurance from her manager that she is doing a really good job, such as a manager saying thank you and acknowledging her hard work. This helped Sophie to feel that she was on top of things and contributed to her experience less anxiety and greater confidence in the workplace. So finally, for you to create a wellness action plan, remember, individuals must not be influenced by yourself when you are creating it. And the final slide for this award to help you in Learning Outcome 3 is the importance of a wellness action plan for yourself and for others. So I've listed some ideas for you. So be available, be approachable, be responsive. Always remember confidentiality with any documents that are being produced. Remember GDPR. Consider how the individual feels when they are well and thriving. Identify coping strategies which are already used and reflect on their effectiveness. Set realistic targets and look at partnership working. As you can see, I've given you a fair few links which should support you through this whole award. Always complete your own self-research. Remember, as I went through in your induction, that we check for both AI generated answers and for plagiarism. If this is found, no matter what tutor, your written work will be sent back to you for you to rewrite in your own words. Well, I hope you enjoyed this this award, and I look forward to you doing other ones with us here in college.